Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And do subscribe our YouTube and Telegram channels. Now let's start our discussion.
Welcome to English Lecture Notes. Today's topic is Sudha Murthy's work, How I Taught My Grandmother to Read.
Sudha Murthy is a social entrepreneur and a very good Indian author. She is Kannada and English author and an Indian engineering teacher. She is the founder chairperson of the non-profit charitable organization Infosys Foundation. She is married to the co-founder of Infosys, N.R. Narayana Murthy. Sudha Murthy has written and published many books which include novels, non-fiction, travelogues, technical books, and memoirs. Her books have been translated into all major Indian languages. She was a columnist for English and Kannada newspapers.
Sudha Murthy is a renowned Indian author, social worker, and philanthropist. She is known for writing simple, yet meaningful stories based on real-life experiences. She has been awarded prestigious honors like the Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan. Her writing focuses on values like empathy, education, humility, and human relationships. She is also associated with the Infosys Foundation, contributing to social causes. Her stories are widely appreciated for their simplicity, moral depth, and emotional appeal. In this chapter, How I Taught My Grandmother to Read, the writer narrates an incident involving her grandmother, who decided to gain independence and learnt the Kannada alphabet at a later age in her life. This incident shows that learning has no age restriction. We also see the grandmother's perseverance and determination.
Here in this story, narrator is Sudha Murthy herself, shown as a 12-year-old girl in the story. Grandmother, Krishdaka, lovingly called Ava, which means mother in Kannada. Granddaughter, the narrator is Sudha Murthy as a child. Triveni was a famous Kannada writer. When the narrator is about 12 years old, she lives with her grandparents in the village of North Karnataka, where the newspaper and magazines come late due to poor transport. In that time, Triveni was a famous Kannada writer. Her stories were simple and convincing and showed everyday problems and feelings of ordinary people. One novel of Triveni was Kashi Yatra, published as a serial in the weekly Kamavira. In this novel is the story of an old woman who wanted to go to Kashi but did not go because she gave her savings to a poor orphan girl to get married, showing that kindness was more important than ritual. The narrator's grandmother, Krishdaka, never went to school, so she was not able to read the novel. Every Wednesday she listened with full attention when the granddaughter read the new episode of Kashi Yatra. She even remembered the story by heart and felt connected to the old lady in the novel. After listening to the story, she discusses it with her friend at the temple. One day, when the narrator went away for a wedding, the grandmother felt helpless because she could not read the new episode herself. When the narrator returned home, she saw her grandmother was crying. Ava explained that she had opened the magazine, and she saw the picture but was not able to read due to illiteracy. This realization made her feel deeply embarrassed and said. The narrator's grandmother, Ava, was 62 years old. One night grandmother told her granddaughter that she felt sad because she was not able to read the weekly magazine Kamavira. She decides that she will learn the Kannada alphabet, and she has set a goal to read the novel by Dasara. At first the narrator laughed at her age, but Ava was determined. She said that, for learning there is no age bar. She worked hard, doing homework, reading, writing, and reciting every day. The narrator became the first teacher, and Ava was her first student. By Dasara, Ava was able to read confidently, and she gave her granddaughter a gift and touched her feet, saying she was giving respect to her teacher, not just her granddaughter. This showed her love for learning, her independence, and her respect for education. Themes of the story are lifelong learning, The story strongly conveys that learning is a continuous process, and age is never a barrier to education. Power of education. Education is shown as a tool that brings independence, confidence, and self-respect. Determination and willpower. The grandmother's journey highlights that strong determination can overcome any limitation, even old age. Self-reliance and dignity. The story emphasizes that being able to read and write gives a person freedom from dependence and a sense of dignity. Role reversal in relationships. The granddaughter becomes the teacher, showing that learning can happen from anyone, regardless of age or status. Emotional bond between generations. The relationship between the grandmother and granddaughter reflects love, respect, and mutual growth. Value of respect for teachers. The grandmother touching her granddaughter's feet highlights the Indian tradition of respecting the teacher or guru. Importance of realization and self-improvement. The turning point comes when the grandmother realizes her weakness and decides to improve, showing the importance of self-awareness. Cultural and moral values. The story subtly reflects Indian cultural values, traditions, and festivals, like Dussehra, symbolizing victory. Here, the victory of knowledge over ignorance. Introduction of characters and setting. The story begins with the narrator introducing her grandmother, who was very fond of listening to stories. She lived in a village and had never been to school. Despite being illiterate, she had a strong interest in literature, especially religious and emotional stories. The narrator reads out a popular Kannada serial called Kashi Yatra to her every day. The grandmother listens with great enthusiasm and curiosity. Grandmother's emotional attachment. The grandmother becomes deeply involved in the story. She eagerly waits to know what happens next. Her emotional connection with the characters reflects her sensitive nature. She is particularly interested in the old woman's journey to Kashi, which creates a parallel with her own life and desires. One turning point is, granddaughter leaves. The narrator goes to attend a wedding, leaving the grandmother behind. During this time, the grandmother is unable to read the next episode of the story. This moment becomes a turning point as she realizes her dependence on others due to illiteracy. Realization and determination. The grandmother feels deeply helpless and ashamed. She decides that she must learn to read and write, no matter how old she is. Her decision shows strong determination and self-respect. She does not want to remain dependent anymore. Message and conclusion. The story concludes with a powerful message. Learning has no age limit, and education gives confidence, dignity, and independence. The relationship between the grandmother and granddaughter highlights love, respect, and mutual growth.
Thank you for watching. If you want me to cover any new topics, please comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.